Stupid rock.
Hi everyone, we're gonna show you how to move a large boulder that we extracted in another video, which the link is in the description down below. And we're gonna use a ratchet rock sled. All right, guys, can you say it on 3? 1, 2, 3.
Ratchet rock sled.
Yeah, again?
Ratchet sled.
Rocket ratchet sled and
And stupid rock sled.
yeah, ratchet rock sled. So
Why no one sees me?
you can see these tracks that I've laid behind us here.
Yeah, you can't, video people. You cannot see it. You see, that's
So it has these holes about every
in the hole it has
8 inches with a nail
inches with a nail.
and a beveled front and back. So you can see the nail on the other side here too.
Yeah, wow.
Alright, watch out.
Boo, boo, boo.
And
Go.
then there's a sled that featured in another video I'll link in the description, so you can see the construction of that sled. And
Oh, look at, I did gold.
the last part here is a iron pry bar with some pipe clamped chain links, and also pipe clamped around rubber just to keep them electrically separated to limit corrosion and also to provide more grip and cushion so they don't slide around. So these 3 rings here give you 3 different points of leverage. So you stick the point of this thing in the track holes, and yeah, I'll just show you. That's easiest, right? All right, first we have to nail down these tracks. Hey guys, can you nail this?
No, I can.
Alright, go do that one.
Yeah. You get out the.
I'll get this.
Yeah. Go. You go. Just make.
So the rope on the sled is, we use just a carabiner to attach it to one of these rings. This is a pretty heavy rock, so I'm going to use the ring with the most mechanical advantage, which is the bottom one. Use the middle and top ones. Yeah, bad camera work. For when the rock is a little lighter, and then it'll let you go faster. But we have to use the bottom one here. Smash your foot?
Yeah, and then it, like a little.
Yeah.
And it reminded me to do this. Remember?
Yep.
It reminded me.
Yep, pain is a good teacher.
I'm making metal. Done. But
Here, I'll do it.
you know the book? The book. Where's the book? Ooh, there are many books.
Yep, I need the hammer.
No, I want to try.
Well, we're on. Good, do it.
Fine.
Yeah, hit a rock. Hit a rock.
I don't care because it's not using the rock. Okay. Oh, the books. Where's the book? Ooh, we got, look at this book. We got a lot of books. See, books. Liam, I need to show you something. I am more gold. No, Liam, we're gonna make crumbs of gold. Let's do that. Yeah. Let's put it around the rock, okay? No, we're gonna keep it in a jar. Ooh, stop.
Yeah, so far you can see that when we tried to nail that last nail into the ground, it hit a rock, so we just had to adjust a bit. And then the sled, as it comes up on the track, you just kind of have to hit it with a hammer a bit so that the track will go down the middle of the sled. Yeah.
Look at this one. Ta-da! You see? More nipples. Collect your own. You gotta collect your own. No. Those stones are gonna be round of the rock. I'm gonna your own quartz. I have mine. Here's your goal. Look, see? Look, quartz. Here's glad I got stone quartz. Man, this is my job. I'm picking out the quartz. Look at my quartz. Look at this.
Oh, nice.
Get some. Yeah, this is gonna be a shop. Yeah, we gotta make a shop with our tools.
So I got it towards the end of the first track here. Now, I purposely put the second track a little bit off straight line with the first track, so there's an angle between them, just to show that this contraption, you can kind of go around stuff, so it doesn't need to be in a perfectly straight line. So.
Here you go. Here you go. This is gonna be a shop. We're gonna have a shop. Okay. We're gonna have a metal collection. And then we'll tell people to get treasure.
Well, my rope just broke. I think that was from the video where I was pulling the rope, pulling a huge boulder with the car, and I think it was just beyond the ripping limit of the knots against the metal fasteners. So I'm gonna get a new rope on here and continue progress. Okay, I'm back and replaced the rope on the sled. So interesting little diversion here. So I'm using natural rope, hemp maybe. I forget the material, but natural, very stiff rope on purpose, because if you're using synthetic rope here, it's just more bouncy. So it's harder to get that oomph you need to ratchet the sled up the track. It's like it sort of absorbs your blow, and then it's just not comfortable to work with. It is less prone to tearing in this situation though, so boom, boom, boom. You gotta weigh the pros and cons. I have pretty thin natural rope here, so that's part of the problem. So I doubled up on the rope connecting the pry bar to the sled, A, and B, knots are often the weak point of any like knot system. It's not the rope itself. So these, it broke last time at knots that I tied attached to the fasteners. So here I've just tied a big loop of rope, so there's no knot interacting with the actual metal fasteners, which should lead to less breakage. So anyway, I'm about to take the back part of the sled, the track, and lift it up and move it to account for the turn that I'm making here. So on we go. Yeah, okay, so you can see, even though this boulder is way too big for me to almost even flip, I can barely flip this thing. The mechanical advantage of picking up the back of the track is so much that I just have to lift it a little bit and then move the track. So that's how I go around bends. I can go around even like a 90-degree turn with this method. And then once you get off the first track and onto the second track, then you just pick up the back track, and it's a leapfrog type thing. Well, yeah. Yeah, so I got that rock right about where I want it for making a new fire pit right here. So I'll either use it as a seat or part of the actual pit itself. You can see I flipped it right there, but that's only because it was A, going downhill, and B, it had a hard surface on the sled. Flipping these rocks in the ground is much harder because as you start flipping, it digs into the ground and makes it harder to reach that critical point where the balance tips, and you know, you just push it over. But that's about it. Ratchet rock sled for the win. Very good for moving boulders. You know, a few yards, meters. Other than that, check out the other video about sliding how I move boulders with a car long distance. Also in the description. All right. Anyway, like, share, comment. Bye. Thanks.